السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome all of you back with your program Fatwa Live that came to you on a Monday. That comes to you from Ishka Center in Houston, Texas. The first question: can you work with a friend of my sister and trade, even though I don't get isolated with her and I follow all the Islamic rules of not looking and no touching and all this stuff? If the matter is just like you said, I think you have no problem with that, inshallah. Because the women are equal to men, they have the same rules. Originally, that it is allowed to buy and sell to benefit with men and women. If the rules of Islam are followed, for the relationship between men and women, there is a specialty that it has to be taken care of. No isolation with a woman who's and to look at her and to mix with her should not be unless there is a necessity. And you have to guard yourself from the rules of Islam that Islam has talked about. And to know there's need to the women and men need to work together on the things that are permitted and to enjoy it on good and to bring goodness. And for those matters, you look at the expected interest benefit over the doubtful harm. Other question: can you sell perfume for women who do not wear hijab, and they will put it on and go outside, and they will not dress right? Am I helping them in the evil, or I have nothing to do with what they do with it? Well, this is a disputed matter because that one is not used to by itself to do something forbidden. It's not made so you could do something forbidden. But whomever is buying it is it depends on how they use it. Just like whenever you use the computer, it could be used for something forbidden or something permissible. So the sin is for those who abuse and done wrong to use these things into the evil things or the wrong things. And some of the scholars, they stop that because they just like help into the sin. So that was the least. It's the doubtful thing and hated. And if there is a need, there is no burden, inshallah. Allahu alam. The following question: a young man, he came to ask for the hand of marriage for a Muslim girl in a state and the parents, they did not accept, even though the girl wants him. And the parents, they took all her passport and everything, so she would not be able to travel to the other state that the guy lives in. And the woman, she used the police to take her personal her passport, and she traveled to the country or the state of the young man, and she told her parents that she wants to get married, and she convinced them. They accepted and happy. And before the contract, by one day, the parents asked that to delay the contract for 2 days. And to do some arrangement. And even though they told them ahead of time when the marriage date is, but they insisted. By While this happened, the boy he had a accident, car accident, and he destroyed the car, and he lost his nerves after 2 years to get her parents to accept. And he kept sending messages to her mother that he is nice, and he think that the only way he could do it is by force, and he will marry her on the time that he wants. But the imam he told him to delay it, like they have asked. If the man apologized and her father did not come, is he uh, abusing his right as a guardian to her and find another guardian? The answer, you should not, as a woman, to use the police against her father to take her personal papers. And she could have found another way to convince him by getting some of the relatives and others to interfere, and he should not stop her from the marriage for the one who is capable and someone who, because that's a transgression against the rule when Allah Azza wa Jal wants you to do be goodness. And the man, he should not get angry in that matter, and to be tough with the father and talk to him, and he's just like his father. And peace and tranquility on the Prophet ﷺ, who said, give me an advice. He said, do not get angry. And he repeated he needed an advice. He told him again, do not get angry. So that's the advice of the Prophet ﷺ. He repeated 3 times. So that person need to be apologizing to him and not to get angry. And also the elite of the community, just like they wanted the man to apologize, they need to also ask the father not to get stubborn and to work to to fix things up. But if the matter is get to a dead end, then the matter will go to the others and if they are disputed, then the sultan, the authority, will be in charge of that, and the Islamic centers outside the Islamic countries do that. What came in the refusal of the guardians for the marriage, what it says, the refusal of the guardians and some of the mechanism to solve this problem, which is the guardian refuses to get her to get married for someone who is capable, who without a reason, without any Islamic reason, and there is nothing to that is a transgression that against what the spirit of the marriage is. It is enough if the people of uh, the elite of the community to interfere in this matter. But if he still refuse, and those who before, then he lose that right and goes to the following until it goes to the ruler, and outside the Muslim countries, that goes to the Islamic communities. And the absence of the guardian and not answering the phones and the texts and the letters, then it goes to someone else who can do that from the guardian in the order that it is. And may Allah bring goodness to you. But I wanted to stress on that the Islamic Center should not rush to take the guardianship of the father immediately until they do every possible way to convince him to answer him, to talk to them, because when you do that, you are making this hatred between the daughter and her parents, and the husband and the parents are eternal, and that's cemented, and it's very hard to fix. And Allah knows the best. My wife, visited the doctor, and she told her the IUD is not in the right place. That is done to stop the pregnancy. They try to fix it, they could not because of her body built. In addition, the doctor said that it is very, she get pregnant is very dangerous because of her age and her health, and because of the new laws. The doctor, she said that I will do vasectomy because it's a lot easier for the man than to do the same to the woman. I searched this matter and I found that the rule depends on the intention. If the intention not to have kids, it is forbidden, but it is to protect the wife's health and to avoid the pregnancy for her, then it's different. So I want to consult with you. The answer that to cut the ability to have kids completely should not be rushed unless there is a necessity, a medical one. To stop the ability to have kids, you should not go to except there is a medical situation that is needed, and uh, the fatwa committee, they said that it is okay to do of the ability of the fertilization with the because the right is equal between the man and woman, so it is after their consultation, and should be through a lawful and a good way, and it's not going to be over a pregnancy that already happened that you're trying to have an abortion for. It is okay to I should not have that permanent change for men or women for the pregnancy unless there is a definite way uh, uh, that if her health is in danger. That procedure, it is a temporary work, and you can reverse it if you want. It's no problem then. But if it is a permanent, then it should not be going to. A question about Muawiyah, and they're trying to get into his reputation. The Nawawi said Ali, his Khilafah is accepted, and no Khilafah except for him. And Muawiyah, may Allah be pleased with him, he is from the elite, the good companions, and the wars, for each one they had a doubtful. They thought that they are correct because of that, and they are all good people, and none of that took them from justice because they did their best. They are different in the matters that are depends on the authority or the opinion of the person, and you should not take anything from either one of them. And the reason for this, because there is some doubtful issues in there, because it's too close They have different visions on it, and they became three types. Apart that, they took that the right for this camp, and those who disagree are oppressors, and they need to fight them. So some they said, um, and they thought that you have to fight the person, and the other part they just get confused. They did not want to take any of the sides, and they isolated themselves from both. No Muslim should kill other Muslims, and they all have excuses. May Allah be pleased with them. That's why those who we take from to accept their testimony and their narrations, and they are complete in their justice and fairness. And also the scholars agreed that Muawiyah, may Allah be pleased with him, the best of the kings of this nations. The four before him, they were representative of the Prophet ﷺ, and he is the first of kings, but was king of mercy. He was a king and merciful. The hadith, it will be kingdom and mercy, then representation and mercy, and then, and we know that his kingdom or his ruling was better than others. One of the scholars said that he was a cover for the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. Umar ibn Abu Sufyan was a cover for the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. The other question, what are the conditions about the khufain? What are the rules of wiping on the khufain? They had to be pure. The Prophet ﷺ prayed with his companions, and he had two shoes, and he took them off during his prayer. And he told them that Jibreel told him because there is filth in him. Narrated by Ahmad from the hadith of Sa'id, may Allah pleased with him. And that shows you should not pray in the thing that has filth. And the khuf, they have to cover the feet and the ankles. And to wipe on them, they have to be covering the feet all the way to the ankles. If they did not, then there's be able to wipe on them. And what is exposed, what it is obligated is the ghusl, but the masah is an exception. Also, you have to wear them on purification, because the Prophet ﷺ said to Rabi' ibn Shaba, leave them, I have put them pure. And the wiping and the specific time, because of Hadith Ali, that the Prophet ﷺ, for those who reside day and night, and for the traveler 3 days and 3 nights. So that starts from the first time and finishes after 24 hours. The hadith was one who said that the Prophet ﷺ ordered us that if we're traveling, not to take our 3 days and nights except for janaba. that they are thick, that you don't see the skin, the color of the skin underneath them. This is the conditions that are safeguarding the wiping on the khuf. In the divorce from the woman who watch porn and he talk about it, and he insists not to talk about it, is staying with him better or to divorce him? And that happened from the day of marriage, about 5 years. We confronted him more than once until now, and he did not quit from that sin. May Allah help you, my daughter, and give you help. Asking people to repent is more beloved to Allah Azza wa Jal, more satisfaction to Him than to make it insist on the sin and to be destroyed because of the sin. The best servants of Allah, those who beloved Allah to His servants and make people love Allah, and they go and advise. And Allah love those who repent. So it's up to her to either fix his matter by being more patient on him and to keep advising him at all times ever to, and to ask Allah to make her free from what he's doing or what he is doing. So if she gets kids and you don't want to go astray, that's one choice. The second one, you can ask for the divorce if she can't be patient and he doesn't have any more, and she's afraid that this will go to all her other kids. And she needs to do this dua. Oh Allah, the matter is in your hand, and it is not known to me. I don't know nothing. I know how to choose for myself, so choose for me. I mean, yeah, I mean. A question. My son, he wrote his contract. He's a pharmacist, and he did all the paperwork too, so she could travel to him with him. We didn't accept a certain time. He has a house. I could be 16 months before she goes. My son said that he need to take it to the embassy to make it go faster. And he asked for divorce. He want to give her the apartment in Egypt. My son here, he so there's insult and all that stuff. What is the rule Islamically? My son, this is a dispute. The Russian people cannot bring people together. The Prophet ﷺ said, you know what is the best than the praying and charity and fasting and charity, and he said to fix the affairs of people, because to destroy that is going to be the one that shave the head. TV says in encouraging people to fix the situation between people, it is to stop the corruption So whoever stop the corruption, he will get more than what the person who is fasting and staying up night and not breaking his fast. The girl definitely they have a touch, and to ask Allah for the Prophet said, I know a statement, no one who has a calamity, Allah will ease his calamity. My statement of my brother Yunus, لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. And what proved from the Prophet ﷺ who said, no one will get calamity or stress. He will say, oh, I'm your servant, son of your servant. My situation in your hand, your judgment will apply to me. You are just in everything. Ask you with every name you have called yourself, or you thought in one of your servants, or brought it in any book, or you kept it for your. The Prophet said, don't we learn it? He said, yes. Whoever heard it, he needs to learn it. And also what the two Sheikhs said, Bukhari and Muslim, the son of Abbas said that the Prophet ﷺ used to make dua at the time of Hajj to say, La ilaha illallah, Azim, the merciful, La ilaha illallah, the owner of heavens and earth. And what Ahmad erased from Asma bin Hams, the Prophet ﷺ said to me, I want to teach you some words that you see them, you say them at the time of calamity. Also, Ali ibn Abi Talib said, the Prophet ﷺ met me La ilaha illallah al-Ali al-Kareem. There is a dua that the Prophet ﷺ taught us to help in the time of calamity. And Allah knows the best. So we come to the conclusion of the first part. Inshallah we'll continue in a couple of hours. Please join us. Subhanakallah bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.